This week on Sport Fishing, we're up in Northern California fishing out of Emeryville. And today we're aboard the Seawolf. Sport Fisher operates out of here every day. Right now we're at the Farallon Islands, and what we're going to do right now is just stop, pick up some bait. Then afterwards we're going to use that bait at the islands looking for big rockfish and lingcod. So stay tuned for this week's exciting episode of Sport Fishing. I'm Dan Hernandez and I live to fish. That's a nice vermilion right there. Yeah, this is what fishing's like. I have been fishing along the Pacific coast my entire life. Let me bring you in the action and share with you some great fishing tips along the way. Here's a little sand dab. But right now we're just catching these for bait. We're not catching these to keep to take home. What we want to do is use these to catch bigger rockfish and the lingcod. And the reason that we use the sand dabs is if you use an anchovy down deep, all you're going to catch every catch is going to be a rockfish. But you use a sand dab, and these are really too wide for the smaller rockfish to bite, but they're perfect for the lingcod to bite. So they work out really good for good bait for the bottom for the lingcod. Go ahead and take this guy off. Put him here in the bait well where we got all the other ones. And you can see all the bait we have in here. These are all sand dabs that we are going to use for bait over at the Farallon Islands for lingcod. And we're actually catching some live mackerel here too. These were just caught right here outside the Farallon Islands. This one would be good to fry up. Sand dabs are good eating. That's a nice big one right there. There we go. Okay. There you go. That's my first one here. Hi, Mom. There you go. Another little one. Good job. So this is Chase. This is his very first time ocean fishing, and he just got a double. Congratulations, man. Thank you. Now you gotta go get a big one. Go get a big lingcod now. Absolutely.
Two nice reds off the Seawolf, Farallon Islands. Fishing with Dan Hernandez.
One of the nice things about fishing up here is we're in shallow water, only 100 feet of water. They can fish the lighter gear. Got 20-pound test line, level wine reel, 7-foot rod, and fishing the 2 1/2-ounce B52 bucktails right on the bottom with bait on them. So I'm just working it right on the bottom, and I really like to use the bucktails when I'm rock fishing. That way, if the fish does take the bait off it, that bucktail, you know, moving in the water and the current, is still going to attract fish. If I had a straight hook on there and they pull the bait off, there's nothing to attract the fish. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep winding this up, see what we got. Hopefully we have a nice rockfish here. Feel something pulling on there. See what I got. There's color. Oh, it looks like a canary maybe. Oh, it's a red snapper, nice one. Okay, so bring this up. Beautiful red snapper, vermilion is the technical name for it. We like to call them red snappers in Southern California. See what it ate, B52 bucktail. Beautiful fish there. Vermilion rockfish, sometimes called red rockfish or red snapper, is one of the prized rockfish in Southern California. They live in a wide range as far south as Baja California, Mexico, and north to Vancouver Island in Canada. They can be found in rocky bottom depths from 100 to 500 feet deep. They'll eat just about anything, including squids, shrimps, and other fishes.
Oh, 25 pounds.
At least. Got a double.
Nice vermilion out here by the Farallon Islands. This is my first nice fish today.
Here comes mine right here, color. Got a double. I know what this one is. What's that one? Is that a? Oh, that's a little red snapper. Oh, the canary. All right, so we have to let that one go. So that's a canary. We're gonna release that one. Here's a little rock fish. I keep see what I caught on B52 bucktail. It's Pro Bait Seasonings, and just have that on my line down on the bottom, and then fishing with 2 bucktails. All right, we're gonna take a little break from the action here aboard the Seawolf, and let's go to the tackle box and give you a good look at the gear we're using for today's show. This week in the tackle box, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing up here in Northern California. Now, we're looking for rockfish, and for rockfish, there's lots of different ways to catch them. And as you're going to see in this week's episode, we're using some big baits, trying to get those lingcod using sand dabs. And for that, you have to use a big hook too. So make sure you have some bigger hooks, 3/0s and 4/0s, for pinning on those sand dabs. Another way you can fish too is the double dropper loop rigs. And for that, I like to use a bucktail, B52 bucktail. Put on strip of squid, works really good, and just hit it all the way to the bottom, and then bring it up and just slowly move it. You don't want to grind it or anything, just want to slowly move it off the bottom, and that bucktail is going to flutter in the current, and it's going to attract the fish. The reason I like to use a bucktail over a straight hook on the dropper loops is if the bait comes off, you still have this action from the bucktail, and you're going to catch those fish. When you're using those big baits though, like the sand dabs for those big lingcods, you want to go with a big strong hook. A 2 or 3x strong hook is perfect in that situation. Now if you want to just target the lingcod, another good way too is to use a metal jig. You want to use an 8 or 10 ounce depending on the depth, but as you're going to see in this week's episode, some of the spots we fish are rather shallow, so you can get away fishing a much lighter jig. So make sure you bring your magic metals. You have anywhere from 4.5 up to 10 ounces. Depending on the depth that the skipper puts you in, that's the size jig you're going to use. You want to use the lightest jig you can, but you know, if you're down there at 200, 300 feet, you got to go with the 10 ounces. If you're under 100 feet, Go with the 4.5 and you'll catch plenty of fish. Well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
We're on the Seawolf out at the Fairlawn Islands out of Emeryville, California, fishing with Dan Hernandez. Fish or bite?
All right.
There's my fish. See what I'm fishing with here? I have a little chummer system there on top, and then 2 bucktails. And I got this one, little rockfish, a little small. I'm gonna let him go. This guy's got some food in him. What's he eating? Oh, he's eating a rockfish, another rockfish. Let him go. And here's a nicer rockfish. I caught him with one of those sand dabs that we were using for catching for bait a little while ago before we got here. That's a bucktail with the sand dab. Nice legal fish.
Vermilion rockfish at the Fairlawns. I love it.
You excited, Mason?
Yeah,
On your first keeper on your new rod?
yeah. Second.
Oh.
Second keep.
Another nice little rockfish out here with the Fairlawn Islands, Northern California.
Okay, just fishing that rig with the little chummer on the bottom. And I got bit on the bucktail. Let's see what I got here, just winding it up. Skipper just made a short little move. So close to the island. Here comes my fish right here. Deep color. There it comes up. There's that B52 Bucktail. There's a legal rockfish, and again, just using that seasoning chum, pro chum. Nice big quality fish. Just like that. All right, we're gonna take a little break from the action, and when we return, we'll be back here aboard the Seawolf. So we're still fishing the same area, lee side of the Fairlawn Islands, just making slow drifts. And the weather's really improved a lot. Winds died way down. And being on the lee side, it's a lot more comfortable, able to get away to the swell and from all the other wind. So I'm just fishing 20-pound test line. You know, we're in shallow water really for this type of fishing, only 150 feet of water. And we've been as shallow as 100 feet. So I just have one bucktail down there with some bait pinned on it. And see what we got. Had a nice little bite. Hopefully the fish is still there. There he comes. Nice little rockfish. These taste delicious. So I got half-ounce B52 bucktail, and I had an anchovy pin on there, and then I just have this up as a little chummer to attract the fish. And this is the Pro bait seasonings, find it in the local stores, and then that's the fish right there. All right, let's take a little break from the action, and when we return, we're going to be at the galley, and we're going to show you how to cook up one of these delicious fish that we're catching here at the Farallon Islands aboard the Seawolf. We'll be right back. This week in the galley, we're in Whittier, California at Portsmouth, and standing next to me is Chef Julio. Hey Julio, thanks for inviting us over.
Nice to have you here, Dan.
So what do you have in store for us today?
Today we'll be doing a demo on fish and chips. We'll be cooking local Lingcod. Lingcod is a great fish to fry.
How do we get started?
So first, come over here to the fryer. The fryer is at 350 degrees. So this is our dredge, which is just AP flour. Just flour, that's it. That's all it is. First we get our fish, dredge it, make sure it's coated in flour, really good. Helps keep the moisture inside the fish when you fry it, and it makes it crispy too. So next step we would do is get our batter, basic batter, water, yeast, flour, spices.
Some of your local spices you like to use?
We do obe, New Orleans spice. Drop the basket into the fryer. Oil's super hot, so be careful, you might burn yourself. What you do is, you do not ever just drop the fish and chip in there. First you put it in the batter, take some of the batter off, and you slowly drop it in. Keep repeating this with the rest of your fish batons. Our fish and chips here come with French fries. Our fish and chips are almost done, so I'm gonna get my French fries and toss them in salt and black pepper. Toss your French fries in salt, black pepper, into the bowl. Now we got beautiful, crispy, golden fish and chips, not stuck together, perfectly batons. Put it in the bowl.
That looks really good.
Yeah, so this is our Portsmouth fish and chips with tartar sauce, ketchup, and lemon wedges.
So the ketchup isn't for the fish, right?
No,
It's just for the fries?
whatever you want, man.
Oh, I gotta try some of this. This looks really good. Thanks. And Lingcod, I haven't had fish and chips with Lingcod before. You say it's a really good fish for frying?
Yes, it is.
That is super delicious.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks for having us here, Julio. It was a great dish. Again, we're at Portsmouth, Whittier, California. Great Lingcod dish. Well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing. Oh, there. There we go, nice Lingcod. Absolutely. There we go. Here's my Lingcod. This is what we're trying to catch using a 1 pound sinker, 5/0 mustad hook, and using a whole sand dab for bait. And what it's doing is just drifting a bait like these. There's a big sand dab here. And it looks like a big bait, but compared to Lingcod, it's really not that big. That's what I was trying to catch. nice fish. All right, we're going to take a break from fishing out here at the Farallon Islands for the Sea Wolf. And when we return, I'll be giving you this week's tip of the week. For this week's tip of the week, John and I will be giving it to you. Hey John, what would you suggest for people as a tip when they come fish up here out of Emory?
I would say be open to change. If what you're using isn't working, be willing to listen to the crew. Be willing to change up any tackle. Don't use the same thing all day long and not catch anything.
And one thing I would like to tell you is if you've never ever been up to the Bay Area, never been up here by the Golden Gate Bridge and fished out of Emeryville, you should come up here. There's so much variety of fishing you can do. Everything from halibut and stripers inside the bay to salmon and albacore offshore. And like what we did today at the Farallon Islands, fishing for rockfish and lingcod. It's just lots of fun. There's so much to do here.
All day's a blast.
Sounds fun.
Keeping you busy all day long.
Well, thanks, John. Thanks for taking us out. And how can people find you?
Emeryville Sport Fishing Center at 510-654-6040 or at emeryvillesportfishing.com.
And you guys are on Facebook too.
On
I know.
Facebook at
Cool.
Emeryville Sport Fishing Center.
Well, I want to thank John and all the crew here aboard the Sea Wolf. We had a great time fishing with them today. All our clients coming out with us had a great time too. If you'd like to join us, go to our website at sport-fishing.com. All our trips are listed there. And every September, we're up here fishing out of Emeryville. Be fishing with John, fishing with his brother on the New Hook Fin some other days too. So come on up and join us. It's lots of fun. Well, I'm Dan Hernandez, hoping you enjoyed this week's episode of Sport Fishing, and I hope you join us again next week as we go looking for more of the best in sport fishing. Thanks a lot.
All right.